Hey, everybody. Welcome to Pink Shade. It's TLC Tuesday. I've got Kimberly here to talk about 90 Day Fiance, Happily Ever After, Tell All, No Limits, Part 1. No limits.
No limits. Have
No.
there been limits before?
Good, great question. I almost said happily ever after all because I was reading too fast.
Mhm.
Yeah, you guys, it is Tuesday, November 11th. We are recording this early before I head to, fingers crossed, LA and Vegas. And hopefully, if you're hearing this on Tuesday, November 11th, uh, Kimberly and I will be seeing each other in person.
Yay.
That's the goal. That's the goal.
Yay.
Yay. But we're not recording this in person because that's hard. Recording in person is hard. I don't know how people do it. It's confusing
I
to
know.
me.
It's weird.
It's the
The microphone.
feedback, it's the
Yeah, I don't
microphones,
understand.
it's gotta be a certain kind of microphone,
Yeah.
certain kind of headphone.
Plus then you have to put on pants and it's a whole
Right,
thing.
right. I am wearing the same pants that I wore yesterday that I also wore this morning to get my back injection. So,
That's fine.
these
I
pants have
think
seen some
that's fine.
things.
So have all these people at the tell-all.
Well, this is a long, chock full episode, so let's get started. At some point here, I'm gonna have to drink some tea. Um,
Yeah, this is a marathon. This is like going to war.
but
These
it was
people will come back from this and be like, "The horrors.
the horrors that I had to see in that pool. But the thing
Darcey's
is,
boobs."
so many boobs. The thing is, though, normally on these HEA episodes, we split it up, and so it is a 2-hour episode, so it is the hardest of all the things that we do. This is the hardest,
Mhm.
except for the beginning of Love Is Blind is usually really hard because we don't know anybody, and they present like 16 people to you.
Mhm.
But of all the recaps, the 2-hour ones in a 90-day universe are very hard.
Yeah.
But you could go through it because I'm like, I have half the couples, you have half the couples, and in a 10-minute scene, 3 things might be important, you know?
Right, but at the tell-all, it's
Everything's
nonstop. This,
not
this, this.
yes,
My fingers were getting tired, and the hour that I covered or the 45 minutes
yes.
took, like, 3 hours
It
to take
was
notes on.
I watched it, and then I was like, "Oh, here's a good breaking point," for Kimberly. I was like, "Maybe this next part will be easier," but no, it was just as hard.
No,
Just as hard.
just as hard.
So let's get started. So we see Jovi and Yara are driving up to this house because they're going to do this live in the house thing, which last time we thought we would hate, but we loved.
I
Um,
did not love it last time. This time I
no,
loved it.
I
I
loved it.
hated it last
I
time.
loved how Emily was always running around corners trying to
Yeah,
get the tea.
Emily saved it last time.
Mhm.
This
'Cause
was actually entertaining for me. It was something about the mix of couples that I was here for.
and, I really had high hopes for a calmer, more level-headed Gino and
Right.
Jasmine because they are coming to the end of their run, and I do
No.
think 90% of it has been fake, so but we didn't get it. Okay.
She even says, "I am a different person. I am not that woman before who was not able to emotionally regulate myself." And
Mm-mm.
I was like, "Great self-awareness, but also you still cannot emotionally regulate yourself."
Also not true. So,
Mhm.
Jovi and Yara are driving up, and she's like, "How are we gonna live with these people in this house over here?" And Yara says, Jasmine had a baby with Matt, and people feel sorry for Gino, but what the fuck? Like, he brought her here, and he goes, "You're team Jasmine. You're so team Jasmine." And she goes, "No, I'm not," which is wild to me that more people aren't team Jasmine here.
I was shocked at the split, and I was almost keeping score
Mm,
because I was like, "Would that way they said that made me think they are team Gino," and then I was like,
right,
"Oh, I hate them," but then in the next scene, I was like, "Oh, maybe they are team Jasmine. Maybe I like them again." But why am I team Jasmine? She's
right,
terrible. She
right.
is terrible. She's a narcissist and she's terrible, but Gino is worse, I think, in this season. So
Yeah. It's
I'm
a
picking
it's a
between Hitler and Mussolini or something. Like, it's very hard to pick.
well, that's quite a comparison. So, oh,
I
what
don't know
speaking
politics.
of speaking of
Somebody better.
speaking of Hitler, it is
What
announced that Tigerlily and Adnan will not be here. Um,
in the most awkward way that it's in my part, so I'll explain it
Yeah, it's
when we
hilarious.
get there.
So they arrive at the house. She pushes him in the pool, but Jovi, he's always got a swimsuit on, always got a robe. He's ready to go. He doesn't care.
Yeah,
D-
he's like,
d-
"Is this a grotto? Are we
yeah.
all gonna have sex?"
Yes, he's so excited. He doesn't care if he messes up his hair because he couldn't make it worse.
Mm,
So, Georgie and Darcey are like, we're excited to go. And they're like, yeah, yeah, it's going to be fun if we're together. We always have fun together. It's like, do you? Not.
when?
Okay. Okay.
Footage not found.
Roll the tape. Oh, there's not any. Okay.
No.
So talking to Darcey goes, yeah, we're in a good spot, but he did drop the bomb on me that he wants kids, and I'm very nervous, unsure, and I'm hoping some of the other couples will help us find a way forward. How?
No, they're not therapists and you're not on medication. And
Right.
that's the only thing that could solve this. Also, why is she why do I can't. He goes, "I'm excited to meet all the other couples. It'll be fun." And she's like, "Are you going to have fun with me?" And he's
Right.
like, "I always have fun with." It's exhausting.
I know. It is. It is.
Exhausting.
It is. She just needs a slight, like, just like a little, like, it's like a little zapper to stop her before she does it. You just like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
So, Jovi and Yara hide, and then they jump out and scare Darcey and Georgie, and Darcey screams. I mean, we would expect
It
nothing
was it,
less.
it
It was like
wasn't
somebody came
scary.
after her with a knife. She acts
Yeah,
crazy.
she's not in a haunted house. Calm down.
But they say they're excited to see each other, and they go, and we're not excited to see Elizabeth and Andrei. And she called him
She
she
called
called
her
him she called him a bitch.
No, she called her a bitch.
She called her a bitch.
She
Okay,
called Yara a bitch in a different language, in Russian or
correct.
something.
But I wrote she called him a bitch. That was wrong. So Jovi goes, I'm gonna tell you something. All I know is right now they're downstairs as a bartender. There's a bartender downstairs. Um, and then Darcey goes, oh yeah, we'll go down there. We'll change. We'll go down there. Yeah, you need to go send a fax. You need to send a fax. And Georgie goes, yes. And Jovi goes, you trying to send a fax? What are you talking about? And she goes, that means go number two. He said in the car he had to go number two.
See, now that is funny, and that maybe they do have fun together, and we just have never seen it. They have
Yeah,
code names for pooping. I love
yeah.
it.
I got to send a fax. I mean,
Yeah.
send an email might be a little more updated, but yeah. How about like I got to text my grandma, like something that would like wouldn't
Right.
happen, but would be okay. Anyway,
Yeah.
we've got too much to talk about to discuss how they're wrong.
Mhm.
Juliet and Brandon arrive, and they say they're not going to tell anyone about the pregnancy, but she's 6 months pregnant, and she's got a dress on with like a belt around the waist.
I know. She loves showing off that she doesn't look pregnant. She could have been on one of those "I didn't know I was pregnant" shows
Yeah,
where people are just shocked, and I say it's people like that that give birth and didn't know because you can't tell at all. Her boobs are bigger.
her boobs are huge, and I also wonder if they did their photo shoot on the beach
Mhm.
somewhere, and they had it all ready to go. When the reunion was filming, because when the reunion was filming is when they tell Betty and Ron.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
the worst idea I've ever heard.
Well,
Let's tell them on TV, unless this is all fake, and
again,
I'm hoping it is.
yeah. So Jasmine is saying she's writing up, and she says this is her first time away from Matilda since she's had her 3 months. But I mean, I think Matilda's at the hotel.
Mm,
She has no idea if Gino is going to be there or not. Well, of course he is. He wants a
yeah,
paycheck.
yeah.
Um, and she says, Gino will need to understand that I'm no longer the broken person who can't regulate her emotions. Okay.
Footage not found.
Again, roll the tape. So she's talking to production and a car drives up. She's like, oh my God, oh my God. But it's not Gino, it's Guillermo. She almost cries. And she's like, oh my God, I thought you were Gino. She runs up and he goes, he doesn't know her. I thought, well, maybe they've met. But no, he goes,
Yeah.
I'm Guillermo. What?
No, and
And
he goes, "I'll get the hat."
yeah, he goes, oh, you thought it was Gino? Let me get the hat. It's funny.
That's hilarious.
I love him so much
I know.
too. And I'm really against Kara on this episode.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Now, maybe I'll
She lost
turn.
me.
But she lost me. And, I've liked her, my Virginia
I
girl.
have defended her against the people on Reddit. I mean, I
Mhm.
haven't written in the comments, but in my head, I've had fights
Yeah.
with them
But I
on Reddit.
downvoted their comment.
I
So
downvoted the comments.
so outside, Georgie and Darcey and Brandon and Julia are talking, and Guillermo walks up. And Jasmine, runs up and goes, "I'm here." And as they walk up, they're like, "Whoa, hot couple alert. Whoa." And Jasmine goes, "Open marriage, second part." And I was like, "You
See,
wish,
she can laugh
girl."
at herself. This is
Yeah.
the Jasmine we love at the tell-alls. She
Yes.
can laugh at herself, and she's a girl's girl, and she'll defend other girls. It's
Totally.
when things are on her and she feels attacked and she gets super defensive and loses her temper, that's when she loses you.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm pouring some honey into my tea. Here you go. This is honey from my sister's bees. And by sister, I mean her husband's bees because she won't get near the bees. Okay. Sorry. It's just, that was just a little play by play. Okay. So Guillermo says, yeah, Kara and I are still separated. We're definitely not going to share a bed. Like, I'm definitely not. So, because they have the couples in rooms together, right?
Mhm.
Elizabeth and Andrei arrive, and she says, since Lake Placid, I have not spoken to or seen Loren and Alexi or Yara or Jovi. So that means it wasn't in the time that I saw them all together because she would
Mm,
have seen them and spoken to them at that time.
right.
But
Also, I'm
again,
glad Yara and Jovi have seen the light and picked the better couple. Again, not a
yeah.
great couple, but better between it's a Hitler and Mussolini again. But
Well, let's don't get into that. Okay.
also
So
take a shot every time Libby says my husband in that really braggy, condescending way where she thinks it's so special that she has a husband and just call him by his name.
take a shot every time you almost see Darcy's areola.
I
Yeah.
mean, I think I see it the whole time.
So Kara arrives, and outside, Yara is saying, like, yeah, I'm good with Lauren and Alexi. Like, well, I'm fine with them, but not with Libby and Andrei because they blame us for everything. And they say we play the double side, but we don't. We don't. I just don't like the drama. I- Listen, once they start to break this down, Yara is going to have to understand that in a way she did start this,
Mhm.
So Julia says, I'm worried that Brandon and I are the only ones that saw what happened with Jasmine and Gino because they were at the last resort with them. And I always told Jasmine, this open marriage is bullshit. Like, this open marriage is complete bullshit. And Jovi goes, yeah. And I think before the last resort, she was in a relationship with that guy. And Georgia goes, do you think she really loved Gino? And Yara goes, she loved him as a green card, as a green card. And Jovi says, no, I think maybe she pretty much loves him like a father.
Mm.
And Georgie
Yeah,
says, yeah. Yeah. And then
that could
Georgie
be.
says she played him dirty. So everybody here is team Gino.
Also, they're talking shit about Jasmine, and she's, like, at the other end of the pool.
Right.
Like,
She's right
they
there.
ju she's right there. There's love
So
it.
Darcy says, well, I will be interested to hear and see what Matt thinks. I'll be interested to hear Matt's opinion. And Jovi goes, what he thinks is he got to fuck a hot Latina and get her pregnant. That's what he thinks.
Yeah, Matt doesn't think a lot. Matt doesn't have a lot of brain stuff going on.
Um, and Julia says, them say it was an accident. And Georgie says, girls will say just in me. You know that? And that's what girls say. Girls just say it's fine in the moment, just in me. You know how many girls you say that to me? And
What?
the, and Georgie goes, maybe it's like a turn on for the guy, but no. And Darcy goes, huh? Yeah, yeah, no, you never said that to me. Never said that to me because over the hill can't have kids. Yeah,
50,
yeah,
50,
50.
snatched,
You can't have kids. Yeah, but
menopause.
it's funny that Georgie's getting a few drinks in. I'm getting a little loose,
Mhm.
and he's like, girls will just say beep and be. Oh, they're trying to, and Jovi's like, hell yeah, bitches be gross. Am I right? Oh, I mean, yeah, bitches trying to trap you, right?
Yeah.
So, sorry, my son is FaceTiming me. Let me hit decline. Okay. Um, Loren and Alexi arrive. She looks great.
Yeah,
She looks really good.
amazing.
They're
She
talking
looked
to,
the best. They did, a thing where all of them were getting dressed and doing that thing where you hit the camera and
oh,
then
uh-huh.
and it showed all of their looks before and when they're fully dressed.
I need to see that.
And she looks the best. When you see them all in a row, it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, she looks the best for sure.
Yeah.
Also, you noticed who is dressed, like, way too casually. Like, I think it was
Oh,
Brandon who's wearing short sleeves, and everyone says he looks like Howdy Doody. Oops,
so
sorry, my
Jovi is also wearing like a short sleeve little sweater.
Yeah,
She's like,
that's not right.
wear a suit. Get some respect on Shaun Robinson, okay?
Yeah, mhm.
In the talking head, she goes, "I'm sure that Libby and Andrei are gonna try to pick a fight as soon as they can." And I'm so embarrassed I ever called her a friend. He's like, "Don't worry about it, forget it." And people are taking the luggage up, and Loren and Alexi just avoid Libby and Andrei in the hall when they're telling them where their
Yeah.
rooms are. But what I
Uh-huh.
really wish they had was like a Hunger Games style housewives fight over the rooms.
Yeah. Mhm.
Um, Jasmine gets in the pool and she can't swim. So she's got like a kid's inflatable that she's, going around in.
She
And
has her boobs.
she has her boobs.
She's not sinking.
Guillermo gets in the pool, and Jasmine says, "No, I haven't talked to Gino. Last time I talked to Gino, I said, just talk to my lawyer. Like, this is getting too crazy." And they ask, "Where's Matt? Where's the baby?" She says, "Matt is with the baby tonight, but he'll be coming to the tell all tomorrow." So Jovi says, "Come on now. You slept with Matt before last resort." And she goes, "No, I did not." And Jovi goes, "You did." And she goes, "No, I did not." And Jovi goes, "But you were having unsafe sex with him." And Jasmine goes, "Here's what I found out. If you fuck in the shower with condoms, they don't work. That's how it happened." Okay.
Wow.
Remember
Okay.
when Gino was visiting her in Panama in that fancy apartment and he wouldn't have sex with her in the shower and said her P word was gross?
Yes.
Mhm,
And we're still mad at her for sleeping with someone else.
mhm. Even though it was agreed upon and we all saw it on television. Okay.
Uh-huh, and he refused to have sex with her for, like, a year.
Yeah. Loren and Alexi come out to the pool, and then Kara comes out to the pool, and she looks at Guillermo and goes, "Oh, Kara, nice to meet you." And they're joking, and somebody says like, "Oh, is everything good with you two?" And she goes, "We're cordial. We're co-panting, co-panting.
Kobe.
We're wearing the same pair of pants. We're co-parenting, and we're cordial." Um, in the talking head, Gino's in the car and he goes, "I have evidence, I have dirt, and I have proof of that, the open marriage and what I know. You just wait to see this dirt and these receipts. And I'm 106 and I don't know how to pull things up on my phone."
So I printed them in
So,
this file folder.
like the housewives do, they'll pull out a folder and it's just
Yeah,
huge printouts of text.
yeah.
Um, So we see him peering through the window at everybody at the pool. He's like, "What's going
It's
on
so
out there?
creepy.
Look at those ladies in bikinis. Wow, what are those? Is it a flotation device? No, it's Darcey." So, so they all welcome Gino. He walks up, and Gino walks up to Georgie. Goes, "Wow, Georgie, you look so buff. You've been working out." I was like, "This is how Georgie always looks."
I know, but he wants to kiss up to everybody so they'll be on his side.
Yes, he does. So he's talking to everyone. He's acting stupid. He's saying hi to every single person except Jasmine, who's like, "Whatever." So in the talking head, Jasmine says, "He has been humiliating me and disrespecting me. I mean, our whole, no, so sorry." He says, rewind. Talking head, he says, "Jasmine has been humiliating me and disrespecting me. I mean, our whole 5-year relationship, she threw it out the window after cheating on me. So no, I don't care if I see her." Okay. It's not how it happened, but all right. So inside,
It's like he thinks if you say it enough times, it becomes true.
right, and then as we will see, he doesn't have any receipts.
No,
No. So inside, Jovi and Georgie are telling Gino, "Oh, Jasmine was acting all innocent and trying to get everybody on her side by the pool man. You better get control of it. You better get ahead of it, or at the tell all, everybody will be on her side." He's like, "Oh, okay. I'm gonna pull out my receipts. Let me hold on. Hold on. I gotta get my hold on.
Re-
Hold on. Let me get I've got my receipts here." And I don't know where they are, but they're in my phone. They're in
Do
my
we have a
phone.
tech guy who could,
Yeah,
like, go through my phone and put
yeah,
them in a folder for me?
so stupid. So Kara says, so Kara walks in and it's dudes talking, and Kara walks in and goes, at a minimum, she's trying to level the playing field, and it's not a level playing field. And I know bitches, they're all going to bond and like her. Kara,
Kara, you
ma'am,
lost me. You lost me.
she lost me. And I've been a Kara stan, and I'm upset about this.
Yeah, she tries to be cool and she tries to be not like other girls, one of those girls.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not like other girls. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
guy's girl,
Yes.
and so she's gonna side with the guys here.
Talking head Gino goes, I'm going to put a stop to this. So he goes out and he walks right up to Jasmine because now he's got a little liquid courage with that free bartender. And
Mhm.
he goes out and goes, so, Jasmine, you talking shit about me? And Elizabeth goes, excuse me, we're having a nice night. Can you not ruin it? Can you please walk away? I was like, okay, is Elizabeth the only smart one here? Like,
Seriously.
don't make me be on her
Don't make
side.
me don't you do it.
So, and he goes, I just heard from the guys in there and girls, not just one girl,
Yeah.
that she's over here talking about me. And he says, so Jasmine says, the only way he feels better about continuing to destroy my life is to make me look like a piece of shit. Now, here we go with Gino, who I've said this for many, many, many seasons with him. He doesn't have any comebacks. He doesn't have any original insults. He only
Mhm.
mimics what she says. He does it here 3
Yep.
times. She
Yep.
goes, she says, he's trying to continue to make me look like a piece of shit. And he goes, you destroyed my life and made me look like a piece of shit. Yeah.
Mhm.
So you said it. So then I said it back.
Mhm. I'm rubber, you're glue.
That's right. And he says, you're a cheater, a goddamn cheater, and a fraud. And so she goes, okay, yeah, all right, you've done enough. And he goes, no, you've done enough. And so, okay.
Okay.
And Kara goes, snaps and goes, facts, facts.
Okay, this isn't a rap battle, Kara. Can't.
Kara, stop it.
Yeah.
And Kara goes, we all know, Gino, we all know. And I just said, Kara, excuse me, ma'am. No, ma'am. No,
Mm-mm.
ma'am. She's mad because she got cut out of half of the season.
Yeah.
So he says, she's a cheater and I have all the evidence. I have all the evidence. Now, Georgie, who was just talking shit about Jasmine, brings her a drink and goes, can I get you a drink? Can I bring you a drink? I was like,
Mhm.
okay.
I know.
So he's still yelling at her. Elizabeth goes, hey, can you lay off, back up? She just had a baby. You don't need to be yelling at a woman who just had a baby. She's going through hormonal things you will never understand. He goes, but what about what I'm going through?
Oh my
And
god.
And then Gino goes, Matt, he doesn't get a freebie either. He doesn't get a freebie either. And she goes, oh, like I am mangoes imported from Panama. And I was a good
Yeah.
point because he is acting like she is a piece of property.
And she hates that. She has stood up for everybody on this on other tell-alls who
Yes.
have been treated like that. Like, they're not your property just because you brought them here, in
Right.
quotes. Like, you can't just
Yeah.
discard them.
So he goes, I brought her to this country so she needs to go back to Panama. And then Matt can apply for the K1 visa and she can come back that way. So Jasmine goes, I don't have the energy for this. And she heads off to the living room. So we're like, yeah, she's
Yeah, maybe
doing it.
she's
She's
learned emotional regulation.
she's going to make him look crazy by acting calm, okay?
Yes.
She's gonna
Yes.
say, "All that time I acted crazy was
Yeah.
because of him."
Uh-huh.
So the talking head, she goes, "No, I'm not going to let Gino talk to me like that. He refers to me as a freebie, like I'm a piece of furniture. I am a human. He thinks he's very fucking brave, but I'm going to eat him alive." And I was like, "Okay, I do kinda like that."
Mhm.
As long as she doesn't just scream at the top of her lungs.
And that's all she has to do. Each of them has a very simple job to do to come out ahead on this season, and
Mhm.
neither of them is able to do it. Like,
Yeah.
so easily he could have looked like the cuckold and everyone
Mhm.
would feel sorry for him and he would come out ahead. But he ruins it by his petty revenge bullshit of trying to get her deported. And
Yes.
all she has to do is act hurt and cry a lot
Yeah.
and not scream at anyone or throw anything.
And
She
she
can't do it.
can just eviscerate him with her words, even though this is her second
Mhm.
language.
Yeah.
'Cause she's very, very smart that way.
Mhm.
All right. So Andre and Jovi, remember that we're in a fight from Lake Placid. So they go to talk. And Andre goes, "So you blocked us on social media." And Jovi goes, "Yeah, I don't want to talk to you. So yeah, I blocked you." Um, and
That's how
Jovi,
that works.
that's how that works. I don't so what okay. So that's what you called me in here for. There is a free bar here, so why don't we take advantage? So he says, Jovi says, the word Elizabeth used to speak to Yara is the worst thing you can say. So whatever's the word is bitch must be like the C word. It must be like,
Right,
yeah.
right.
Somebody tell us because we don't know because they bleeped it out, but it
Yeah.
was a bad word.
Mhm.
Look up what is C word in Ukrainian or Russian and see if
You
there's a
want me
word. Yeah, and see if there's a word for it. If there's a word for it, then that's what she said.
do I have to type out the C word in
Mm,
what Ukrainian? No,
just say
Russian.
Russian. Yeah.
Okay.
Offensive words you can call a woman in the Russian language. It'll probably be like fat, old, ugly. We're like,
Pizda.
that's the C word.
That's one
The
word for it. Yeah.
Pisda.
I mean, but in a different language. Yeah. Here,
Pizda.
can you hear it?
Yeah.
Did you hear it?
Do it again.
Пизда,
Oh, wait.
пизда.
Pizda.
Piz Pizda. Is that what she said?
I don't know because they bleeped it.
I know, but I normally, like, you can kinda tell
Yeah.
what the first letter is by looking at their mouth.
Okay. Hopefully, we'll get to it.
Yeah.
Hopefully, at some point, Shaun will say, "What was the word?"
Right, right,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. God, if only they did like Peacock does and put the unedited on Discovery so you could hear them curse. Because you could
Yes.
hear the cursing, then you would know. God, it hits so
Mhm.
hard when you hear those housewives with the
Mhm.
real words. Okay. So, okay. So Jovi says that word that Elizabeth spoke is the worst thing you can say. And Jovi goes, "Okay, so who cares? So what? You act like a child." And Andre says, "You start all this shit." And Jovi goes, "Well, I think you do." Andre says, "You're gonna be a."
Jovi is doing what Jasmine needs to do, staying calm
Yes,
and
ve
just
yes.
letting Andrei explode and look insane.
Yeah, I agree. And, Andre goes, "You're gonna be a little bitch now, okay?" And Jovi goes, "So if you wanna be my friend, calling me names is not the way to go. You're trying to
Mhm.
manipulate me, I'm not gonna have it." And then Jovi, I can't tell exactly what happened here. He either knocked the water bottle out of Andre's hand or he threw it at him.
I think Andrei, Libby's husband, my
Yes.
husband was
Uh-huh.
holding the drink and he smacked it. But well, that's what Shaun says at the tell-all. She
Okay.
says, "I heard you knocked a drink out of Andre's hand." It's a water bottle. This is a very super manly plastic water bottle fight.
It's a small one too.
Yeah,
It's like
it's
it's
a
like a
mini.
it's a mini.
It's a it's
They need
a
to give
6
'em full
ounce.
size. Yeah, they need to give them full size. Um, and then Andre picks it up and throws it at him. "You go fuck yourself." And Andre says, "You wanna talk about this? You wanna fight? What you wanna do?" And Jovi goes, "I'm 34 years old. I'm not fighting. I'm not
Yeah,
also, you're
you would
huge."
just you
Yeah.
would just destroy me.
Then they argue, like, "You threw the bottle, who threw the" whatever. So they seem to, like, clear this up pretty quickly, and
Yeah,
they sit
Guillermo tries to squash it.
yeah, Guillermo and Georgie have shown up. And Andre says, "Yeah, Jovi and I, we used to be good friends and all, like, we texting, like, we sending the memes, and we do things together and stuff." And, now he's
I
acting like
love
a
they were
sending memes.
sharing memes
Mhm.
just like us, just like girlfriends.
Just like Girlfriends, and by the way, this was a huge storyline on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills when Dorit and PK broke up. Kyle was still texting with PK, even though Dorit was her friend, and she was like, "We're just sending funny memes. We just send funny memes." And it was like a whole thing like, "Why are you
Oh.
sending memes to my husband?" Um,
Mm.
so you gotta choose a side. You can't send memes, Kyle. So okay. So he goes, "No, I don't know. Like we used to be good friends and everything, and now we act like a little girl." And he's fucking drunk like he is all the fucking time.
He
And
doesn't seem drunk at all, actually.
he doesn't. And Jovi goes, "But like this is how you want to be friends. Like you want to be friends, but you're talking all this shit to me." And Guillermo goes, "No, wait, wait, wait. So you want to be friends, but you're calling him a little girl." Um, and Guillermo goes, "I think my opinion. You just say we have no more problem and agree, and then that's it. Because that's how guys can do it, by the way."
Yes, they can, just
Yeah.
shake it off.
And Jovi goes, "Yeah, man, you want to squash this?" And Andre goes, "I do. It's why I'm talking. Yes." And he's like, look, it's screaming at me.
Yeah, exactly. Stop saying fuck every other
You
word
little
too.
girl, you bitch.
Yeah.
And Jovi goes, just don't disrespect me and I won't disrespect you and we can squash this. Okay, so they agree. Now, Elizabeth, who's never going to help, has walked in with Darcey. And Elizabeth chimes in and goes, yeah, but what about your wife disrespecting me?
Oh my God.
And Jovi goes,
She's
I
like,
don't
I
want
want to be in this scene too. Can I be in this scene?
Jovi goes, I don't want this drama. We're going to have a fun weekend. It's free bar. Let's go. So Jovi says, you know, Andrei will continue to be a hothead. It's only night one of the tell all. I really want to enjoy this open bar. But if he continues to come at me, I won't continue to take it. Well,
Yeah.
get ready.
I give Jovi, if I had a scorecard, I wish I had like an Olympic scorecard.
Mhm.
10 out of 10 for that,
Mm.
the way he handled it. Except, no, I deduct 2 points for the violence of the water bottle.
He couldn't take it. He's like, what can I do? Oh, I'll hit the, and also he
Smack
knows
the
there's
water bottle.
security guards there to have his back. Um, so then we see Kara feeling up Darcey's boobs. This is where she's like,
Mhm.
boomity, 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 boom. She's like, I love your boobs.
No, you
And that's
don't. See, that's what another reason now we hate you, Kara. No one in their right mind loves those boobs, and don't encourage Darcey
no.
to not get them removed when she clearly needs to for her health.
And that's when she goes, turkey. Um, and then Kara talks to Gino and is like, all these bitches are supporting Jasmine, and that's crazy to me. Like, Gino, I'm cool, right?
I'm cool. I call girls bitches.
Awesome. So Jasmine is talking to Loren, and Loren is like, you have to take the high road. Like, you literally can't let him get to you. You've got to take the high road. And I'm like, yes, listen to Loren, but alas, she's had 2 drinks and she's breastfeeding and she shouldn't be drinking at all because she's like probably hadn't had a drink in months,
Yeah.
and now she's like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get home and I'm gonna pump and dump. I'm gonna get drunk at this part. Don't get drunk around your ex. It's not good.
No.
Not good.
Mm-mm.
So Jasmine goes into the kitchen and like, I have an announcement. She says, I won't let this happen again. It happened at the last tell all. And Kara goes, somebody get her a soapbox. Shut up. Shut up.
Shut up. You're turning into Elizabeth.
And she says, at the end of the day, I'm allowed to tell my story, and I'm sick and tired of you playing the victim. Gino's response, no, you're playing the victim. He literally has no comebacks ever.
Yeah.
And so Jasmine goes, oh, you're acting like you're the best God's given husband. The first day I came to America, there was literally a piece of shit in the toilet that Kimberly on Pink Shade talks about constantly. He
wish she
didn't
said
even
that.
flush the toilet.
I wish.
Were
I
you
got a shout out.
were you so happy that she brought that
I
up?
was
Since I just
so happy. I was like, never forget.
Kimberly has never got, and I don't want to gloss over it because it's so disgusting. Kara goes, oh, there was a piece of shit in the toilet, so I'm gonna fuck another man and have a baby. Okay.
Okay, that's not what she's saying. Okay. So shut up.
Listen,
And
I
don't
think
make me not like you, Kara, because I was rooting for you all season. I'm giving myself whiplash. I can't do this.
here's the thing, Kara. Like, okay, I'm gonna okay. This is not about you, Kara. This is not your fight. Okay. It's just
Yeah,
like Elizabeth trying to jump in on this other fight.
exactly.
So Gino says, I can pull up all the text messages and I can just show the world. Here we go. I'm going to show the world how. Hold on. I'm going to,
Hold on.
with my
It's
text.
locked.
Hold
I
on.
don't know
Hold
my
on.
password. I
Wait,
got to reset my
wait,
password. What
wait.
is my
No,
password?
I don't want Apple Pay. Hold on. So wait, do you swipe down or up for the, okay. I'm going to show the world how she treated me. She's a bitch. So, she says, you called immigration on me when I was pregnant to try to get me out of the country. And he's
Yeah.
yelling, you're a fraud. You're a fucking user. And everybody's like pulling them apart. Now that she has told everybody about him calling immigration on her,
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping some of the immigrants
Yeah.
will take a different view on this.
Uh-huh. I think that the tides are hopefully going to turn.
Yes. And I hope they show all that footage of him saying, no, I'm going to delay the divorce so I can get her deported. Like I want
Mhm.
I want the market to crash for everybody in the world so that I have to give her less money. I hope they show all this.
Mhm.
So then Jasmine's crying and goes, Matt, his penis, it actually works. You're a loser. She's screaming. People are pulling her away. And Lauren's like, yeah, I need a Xanax. Oh my God. So Yara says, he's actually hurt and Jasmine just wants to clear her name, but nobody will believe her. So it's like, whose side is Yara on?
Yeah, I can't tell. She's a woman and she's an immigrant who has had a baby. So that alone should make her on Jasmine's side.
I
But
agree. I agree.
sometimes her takes, no one on this show has perfect takes.
No, and now I do wish we had a scorecard.
Yeah.
Okay. Darcey goes for no reason. Darcey is bouncing around with those boobs, like trying to talk to Gino, and she's going, trigger, 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 cut the cord, trigger, cut the cord. I was like, what are you talking about?
Stay away.
It's a shield. So Alexi goes, to Gino, Alexi goes, man, if you act like this, it's going to work against you in the end when you act like this.
Yeah.
And Kara goes, look, she's trying to make you mad, but calling a woman a bitch is not cool. And telling an immigrant to go back home is also not cool. Okay,
Finally.
Kara.
Good job, Kara. Finally.
If we were in the plus column, you'd have a 1, but your negatives are already
Exactly.
like at 6.
I know.
All right. Elizabeth and Julia are trying to talk to Jasmine. And, remember Julia and Jasmine are friends and they always pretend like they're going to make out and stuff. And Julia and Jasmine kiss on the lips and Jasmine's like, no, you have to give it to me more. And Elizabeth's like, get out of here, you Russian whore, to Julia.
She's trying to be funny. And I was like, oi.
Do you know her well enough to say that? I don't think so.
Exactly. It felt like one of those like forced closeness jokes.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
then
no.
it.
Well, it's like Yara said, she called me a bitch and not the cute kind,
Yeah. Mhm.
So Guillermo and Kara talk. She goes and sits down and she's like, we would never escalate like that. And he goes, no, not in front of the cameras. No, no. And
Mm.
she goes, I'm just so proud I have a baby with such a good human. You look really good. You want to go upstairs? No, she
Yeah.
doesn't say that. But they
No.
nod and they
I
smile at
think
each other.
she's greasing the wheels so that he won't bring up any dirt on her at the
Mhm.
tell-all.
Mhm.
So she's like, remember how great we get along and I'm the mother of your child and you're so handsome and let's just be nice and not say anything bad about each other.
He is so hot.
He is so hot.
And
But if she cheated, she does not want him to bring that up.
no. Mm-mm. And vice versa. Like, we'll see. Okay.
Yeah.
But right now, Kara, Team Guillermo. And I hate to say that because I've been Team Kara all along.
I know.
Okay. So now Jasmine, once again, when they go low, she goes lower.
Mhm.
She finds Gino's bags at the front door and pours a drink in his backpack, then takes off her underwear, rubs the drink all over it, and shoves that in the side pocket of his bag. And the production goes, "What are you doing?" She goes, "You don't have to film this." It's like, why did she do that?
That is closer to her vagina than he has gotten in years, though.
Right, right. And then she wiped her drink all over it, like to make sure it was like soaking wet. I don't know.
Uh,
I don't
I
know. It's gonna be fun for him when he finds
I
that
thought she
later.
was gonna pee or poop and then rub it on there.
If she opened that backpack and did a squat to poop, it would not surprise me at all.
I know. She pulled a White Lotus.
Yes, yes. Season 1, never forget. So she leaves for a hotel, which was obviously pre-planned. Because the baby's at the hotel with Matt, and she's gonna go back to the hotel, be with them. She's got a little baby. I think she's still feeding, whatever. So Alexi and Loren go up to bed, and Jovi and Yara go up to bed. Andrei and Elizabeth go up to bed and talk about how they're gonna bone. And Gino goes to bed alone. And now they're in the car. It's the next day. They're heading to New York City, and this is where Kimberly takes over.
Oh my god. So we see tell all day 1
Mm.
of 15.
Right.
The Olympics are coming early, folks.
Ugh.
So they all roll up in the vans. Everyone's on edge because of the tension between Elizabeth and Loren, which I think so far they've just ignored each other. So really, you should be more on edge between Jasmine and Gino, I think.
Yeah.
That's what's really going to blow. So Kara is like, I'm just here to talk about me and my husband. Ladies, sort your stuff out because she doesn't care because she's a guy's girl. So, and then they're sitting and she's shoving food in her face and still looks so pretty, even shoving food in her face. And Guillermo touches her arm and she's like, don't do that. That's not, we don't do that anymore. We're separated, remember? And he says to us, sometimes I look at her and I think how good we could be, but I know if we were to get back together, the problems would come back. And then he tells her, we aren't fighting enough for this relationship. And she gets really pissy and she's like, speak for yourself. Like I was fighting.
But
Well, you
they
went to
sat
one
together.
therapy session and then you stopped going.
They sat together. He touched her arm and she's like, "Ooh, that gave me all the tingles. Don't do that." And then,
Mhm.
"Did you get enough to eat?" It's very much like they're
Yeah,
still a couple, you know?
they are. But then they're arguing over who was fighting enough over the relationship. There's still love there. There's
Mhm.
clearly still love there.
I want it to work so
So,
bad. I want it to work so
yeah.
bad.
So what's Elizabeth wearing? When she shows up, she's wearing a Golden Girls jumpsuit. It is It's flowered and it's a one piece. That's not what she's wearing for the actual tell-all. That's when they arrive.
Okay, let me see if I can find it.
Also, that was not the fun van. Any van with Elizabeth is not the fun van. I would rather be in the other van.
I feel like she's always turning around going, "What?"
Yeah.
To whoever's in the backseat.
In the van.
"What happened? What?
What?
Huh?"
Yes.
You guys, we're not fans of Elizabeth. Okay.
No, never. No. And then Yara says to Julia, are you matching me? Pointing to Julia's new huge pregnancy boobs. And Julia says, yes, I got them done. Definitely not pregnant. This is fake silicone. It's all fake in here because she's pretending she had a boob job and
I know,
she's not pregnant.
that was interesting because they're kind of whispering about, "Is she pregnant? Is she pregnant?" And I wish somebody would just ask her, like, off camera and
Yeah.
not
Are you
try to, like,
pregnant?
expose it on camera knowing it's sensitive to
Yeah.
anybody, not just her, to any woman that's pregnant, you
Mhm.
know? Yeah.
They are making it more of an issue. It's the Barbara Streisand effect, which is do you know what the Barbara Streisand effect is?
Tell me.
It is when you draw more attention to something by trying to get people to ignore it. So
Yes.
Barbara Streisand sued this like stock photo company because they had a photo of an aerial shot that included her house. And she sued the photographer or something like that. And all it did, the lawsuit went public because she was suing for like $1 million or
Does
something.
she have restricted airspace over her home?
No,
Okay.
but so she sued, and that made everyone look at the photo because they hear about this huge lawsuit. So they look at the photo, now they all see what her house looks like, which is the opposite of what she wanted. So she drew
Right.
more attention to it by trying to get people to look away. Whereas if she just ignored it, no one would have ever known that that was her house. So,
Okay. I knew about the Barbara Streisand effect, but I don't think I knew it was about her house. I was very busy trying to look up the 90 Day Fiancé reunion looks, and all I got was a seating chart.
damn
Um,
it.
so
Well, I'll send you the thing that were the and it was done by TLC and it was like who wore it best and it
all
was
right.
all of them posing.
Okay.
Did I save it on my Reddit because they sometimes I save things on Reddit and I'm smart. And I'm like I'm going to tell Mary Payne about this
Okay,
after.
wait, I see Georgie. Okay, now I see Lauren. Okay, I'm looking. Georgie, Lauren. Guillermo looks good. He's showing his
Mhm.
ankle.
Mhm.
Kara looks great. Darcey, girl, no, just no. There is areola showing. Um, Jasmine's dress was pretty. It didn't fit well on the top. Yara looks amazing. Gino looks ridiculous. His pants aren't so voluminous. Alex
Mhm.
looks good. Elizabeth's dress is gold, and I think it's not cute. Jovi is in a sweater. Julia looks she's in a shorts outfit.
Yeah.
And Brandon at the end literally looks like he's going on safari. He's in a
Yeah.
khaki shirt with khaki pants, and he looks stupid.
And the
90
comments were very funny. They were like, "My lady peen shrivels up and dies when I think of sleeping with Brandon."
Did you
Like
see You see
He
Elizabeth's
looks like a
comment?
little boy.
Elizabeth's comment, because so this was posted. If you go to the 90 Day Fiance Instagram, it was posted on November 6th, and Elizabeth, because there's no Andrei, and Elizabeth writes, you forgot the main attraction and the sexiest guy this show has ever seen, Andrei,
My husband.
my husband. So yeah. Anyway, it's good, guys.
People
It's
were
good.
making a lot of fun of her her physical things. They call on Reddit they call her Chuck, which is how they spell out what Andrei, how he pronounces Chuck's
Oh,
name.
Chuck.
And they say that she looks exactly like Chuck, and they do side
She
by
does.
sides.
She does.
She does. It's strong genetics, but they also make fun of things that it's not very nice to make fun of. Things she would need like procedures to
Yeah,
change.
things that she's born with. Yes.
Yeah. Or our genetics.
Mhm.
But this
Chuck.
this latest post is so annoying. It's them like it says when your husband look at they just think they're so funny. It's so
They
annoying.
think they're so funny and so hot.
POV, he gives you a glass of wine when you're ovulating. They just talk about sex so much, like
Oh,
it makes me
yeah.
think they're not actually having sex. Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Anyway,
Alright.
hate
Alright.
them.
Hate
Yeah.
them. Back to the look.
So
If that's where
that's
you go to see them if you wanna see them, everybody.
yeah. So and Julia's pregnancy boobs. So she's drawing more attention to this fact by like
She's in a romper that has shorts.
yeah, it's
That's her outfit.
adorable,
It's cute,
but
but it's
too
not.
casual.
Yeah.
And she's doing the I Dream of Jeannie ponytail, which I believe did last time,
Mhm.
and she's really sticking to it, and I don't love it. Um, so Julia tells us in Russia, you don't tell people for a long, long time. It's like a superstition because we believe people do not always wish you good luck. So you they may say
Interesting.
good luck, they don't mean good luck, so they're gonna curse your baby, so you don't tell them, is
Terrible.
essentially what she's saying. It's terrible, but, she's not I mean, I would yeah, a lot of these assholes, I wouldn't trust them to wish me well.
Same, right.
So Gino is dreading today, but he feels like most of the house is on my side and not on Jasmine's side. So we'll see how long that lasts. Jasmine shows up with Matt and she's like, poor Matt, this is your first tell-all. You have no idea what you're in for. She's like, I'm glad I have my man to have my back. And Matt says, I'm going to try to be mature, but I'm ready to get into it if Gino comes for us.
Yeah.
And Jasmine introduces Matt to everyone, but ignores Gino. And everyone thinks that's so rude. And I'm like, that's exactly what Gino did to her the day before
And
at the pool.
he doesn't need to meet Matt. He's already met him.
He's already met Matt. So Andrei is ready to call people out and get steamy. It's like, steamy. Don't say that. I don't like that.
Oh, okay.
And Jovi walks up and Andrei's like, this is my friend again. We are friends, right? Maybe. And Jovi's like, yeah, if you cannot be an asshole and say fuck for 5 seconds, maybe.
Just don't touch me. Yeah.
Stop touching me. So poor Jasmine can hardly walk to the stage in her stilettos. I fucking hate this culture of wearing shoes that you cannot walk in
Yeah.
and you can only sit in. What is
Right.
the point of shoes that you can only sit in and then you wear slippers to walk around in? I hate
don't
it.
know. I don't know. She did that. Where I just watched a show. Okay, it was Real Housewives of OC. They were going somewhere and they were getting in the Sprinter van, and Shannon Bedore had on slippers. And they go, Shannon, are you wearing your slippers to the restaurant? She's like, maybe. But she was holding her shoes. So obviously she was going to
Yeah.
change. I was just like,
Mhm.
just wear whatever you want.
I know. I hate it. It's men's fault. Why the men's so fucking stupid,
Yeah.
as my tagline says.
Yes. Good question.
Thank you. What's her face? Madeline. So Shaun says, welcome. And I want to say at the time of this taping, not all the episodes have aired. So there's going to be some big surprises.
So
And
they did
then
show them.
they didn't show them. And then in a very obvious voiceover, you hear Shaun's voice saying, and there's one couple that won't be featured. It's Tigerlily and Adnan. No explanation, moves right on. And the camera's not on her. It's clearly added after. And I think they were there. People have said on Reddit they were on camera and they edited it out. That's what people on Reddit were saying. They think they
How would
were
they
there
edit
on
that
a
out?
monitor. I don't know.
Oh, that they were both on a monitor.
Both on a monitor. I don't know why. They live in Texas, so I don't know why they would not have gone to New York City, but I don't know if that is actually proven information or just Reddit gossip.
Okay.
So Shaun says, "So what happened at the house last night? I heard Jovi smacked a drink out of Elizabeth's husband's hand, aka Andrei." And Alexi mumbles to Loren, "How do we miss that?" She's like so happy though that they're fighting and like they're
Yeah.
on the good side. And Jovi says he was being rude. And Andrei says, "Well, now I know what Jovi's character is." Like, okay.
Okay.
So Shaun says, let's circle back to that in the next fiscal year. And let's welcome Matt. Nice to meet you in person. And he says, nice to meet you, ma'am. He calls Shaun ma'am. Shaun is a snack. She's not a ma'am. There's no world in which she's a ma'am. Okay.
Well, if he was raised Southern,
If he
then
was raised Romanian, which he always
then
talks about,
yes,
it's
then he needs to. He's probably just. I'm going to put respect on any woman that's older than me,
yeah.
Mama.
So also she looks the same age because she never ages.
She doesn't age.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
So Kara, she says, Kara, the last time you were here, you were pregnant. How old's your baby? Blah, blah. No one cares. Loren and Alexi, you're celebrating your 10-year anniversary. Wow. Congrats. And I hear you're not speaking to Libby and Libby's husband, Andrei. And they're like, yeah, that's right. Brandon and Julia, how are you? So this is, to be clear, this is, if you've never seen a tell-all, they do a brief cursory check-in with
Hello, how are
everyone.
you? Yes.
Hello, how are you? You are supposed to say, fine, great to see you, Shaun. You are
Yeah.
not supposed to get immediately into the drama.
Right.
This is just a check-in. Julia starts crying and says, our fertility journey is really hard. Again, this is the opening where you're just supposed to say, thank you, Shaun. How are
Yeah.
you?
Good to see you. Yeah.
Good to see you. And Alexi goes, is she pregnant? And Kara goes, I don't know. And then Alexi goes, and Julia's still crying. And then Alexi goes, is she pregnant or not? I don't understand. And Lauren's like, shut up. I don't know. Just wait. We're going to find out. So, like, it's causing more speculation by her behaving this way when all she had to do was say, great, Shaun. Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
So Julia's just crying. She just walks off. We have our first walk off. Shaun literally just said, hi, Julia and Brandon. Walks off.
Yeah. It's gonna be a long day or two
This
or
is
four
the
for Julia.
opening intro, Julia. You got to pace yourself. This is where we get the pleasantries out of the way. It's too soon for this.
Yeah.
And Yara's like, she's not pregnant. I don't think she can be pregnant. And then Shaun says, Brandon, I can see this is difficult for her. And he nods, like pretending to be sad that this is about their, again, drawing way too much attention to it because he looks fake sad, like he's acting.
Yeah.
Off camera,
he's a terrible actor.
terrible
as we've
actor.
seen. Yeah.
Off camera, Julia and her cheekbones that are contoured straight to heaven, and her I Dream of Jeannie ponytail. She's like, I have a high risk pregnancy. Even my parents don't know. This is very emotional. I will be sharing, but now's not the right time. So I instead caused a scene and stormed off and got everyone speculating instead of just saying, we're fine, Shaun. Thank you.
Now is not the time. Well, she wasn't asking you any questions. She just said, how are you doing?
She
Yeah.
said, how you doing? Oh, great. Yay, my fertility journey. What does that mean? Are you fine? Are you pregnant? What's happening?
What are you talking about? Yeah.
Yeah. So Shaun pivots and says, Darcey, Bulgaria did not go well. You vomited at your wedding and there was a fight at the end. It was bad. And Darcey goes, story of my life. Story of my life, Shaun. Okay. You are the agent of chaos in all of your relationships. Don't act like this is just how things go for you. This is just story of your life.
I'm not gonna address the elephant or two elephants in the room.
One that is being blurred out because Areola is showing.
She's sitting, guys. If you're watching this on video, she's sitting with her arms behind her on the couch, so that her boobs are it's the weirdest way she's sitting. It's like maybe you would sit that way at first to be comfortable, and then when the camera would come on, you put your arms down.
But I
But
don't
her
know where you can fit them because they're so big. I don't think she can fit them on the side. You would have to rest them on top of your boobs. You would literally have to be like using them as resting place for
I think she could go around and down
underneath the boobs.
underneath and then put her hands
Clasp her hands
clasp her
together
hands
so they
below near her
stay.
waist.
Yeah,
It's
maybe.
very odd. She's making the dress is horrible and it looks like it's the back that she turned to the front, and it's just so not necessary.
It's so uncomfortable. I'm concerned for her disc health in her back. I am concerned for everyone who had to see it. I'm concerned for people who think that that's normal and then they want to have surgery. And I'm concerned for the body dysmorphia therapists that are going to have to deal with her eventually. It's
I don't
so
think
much.
it's
It's
so
like
much.
it's couldn't be less attractive.
I agree.
So, story of my life. Story of my life is me going to Bulgaria with my husband that's much younger than me, and I cause a scene and we leave without him. That's the story of my life, Shaun. Um, so she goes, "I'm with him. I'm loyal to him. I'm in it to win it with him. I just want transparency from him, which is why I talk over him every time he tries to tell me anything, and I don't
Mhm,
listen.
mhm.
But I want transparency." So Julia comes back and Shaun's like, "Thank you for coming back, Julia. Let's get started." See, Julia, let's get started. Now
Mhm.
we are getting started.
Yeah, and we
Also,
won't
Darcey,
call on
you've
you first, Julia. We're not calling on you
no.
first. Yeah.
Also, Darcey, you also started crying right before the actual get started. You cried during the pleasantries. Stop it. Talk about the weather.
Everybody needs a hormone regulation pill. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Let's just pass out SSRIs like breath mints.
Yes.
Do you want an
Yes.
Altoid and an SSRI? I
Yes.
got Cymbalta, I got Effexor, I got Zoloft, I got it all. What do you want?
I'll take an
So,
Effexor, please. Thank you.
yeah, here you go. Here's a chaser of some Tic Tacs so we all have fresh breath. So, Shaun's like, "Let's get started. Gino and Jasmine, let's try to unpack this." Okay. She says, "Matt, how is it seeing Gino?" And Matt's like, "We haven't really talked. It's neutral so far. We'll
Mhm.
see." And
Mhm.
Jasmine talks about how great Matilda is. And Matt says he didn't know he could love a child like this. And he loves the baby. And Shaun says, "Jasmine, where are your wedding rings?" And she says, that was a very pointed question. And she says, "Well, I transformed them into earrings for Matilda." And people are like, "What?" And Guillermo goes, "What are you gonna tell her when she gets older? Like, these are from the rings of the man who was my husband that I didn't sleep with, and then not your daddy, and what?" And Jasmine goes, "It is what it is. I wanted to give my daughter some earrings. So what? What was I gonna do? I had this jewelry. It's what you do. You just melt things down and you give them to your daughter. It's fine."
No.
And Kara's like, "Give them back to Gino at least." I mean, I'm with everybody on this. This is weird
I agree.
AF.
I agree.
That's
Weird, weird. Yes.
so weird. And I don't think necessarily the guy who gave you a rings are owed the rings back if it doesn't work out, but to give them to your daughter in your baby daughter in earrings form, don't love. Also,
Same.
my earrings were pierced when I was a baby, and I wish they weren't, and I have tried to close them many times. They will never close. So, I'm mad at my parents. Um,
Your parents did that to you? How old were you?
like less than a year.
Yeah, it's controversial. A lot of people do it, and a lot of cultures do it.
I
Um,
know, and it looks cute. A baby looks cute with little earrings, but let's go for bodily autonomy and say maybe she'll be a very lazy, natural person who doesn't like jewelry when she gets older,
yeah.
aka me. And now I always look unkempt because I look like I forgot to put in earrings. And
Oh, I never thought about that. I have my friend Allie, whose parents are Cuban, but she's very like fancy society lady here in town. She
mhm.
was an old roommate of mine, and she's married like a very rich guy, whatever. And when she had her daughter, she pierced the ears immediately, and we went to lunch so I could like see the baby, and she goes, "I know you're judging me for the pierced ears," because she's also Southern. She's from Louisiana, and I
Yeah.
go, "I'm not judging you." She goes, it's a Cuban thing. Like my mom really wanted me to do it, so I did it. But I'm like, oh, I know people are judging me. And I was like, that's so interesting, right? Because it's from her
Yeah.
parents' culture, but she wouldn't necessarily do it because she's
Yeah.
more of like a Southern belle type. But
Yeah.
her parents, when she had the daughter, were like, when are you going to pierce the baby's ears? Like it's a whole rite of passage thing.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
look, I wasn't really mad at my parents. I would tease them about it, but I'm not. There's way other ways they fucked me up in the head than by piercing my ears. So it's fine. But
That's funny.
I don't like it.
But
But
did
it's
she pierce the baby's ears and then put these diamond earrings in the baby's ears? I hope not.
that are from
Right.
Gino.
Right. Yes, right. That makes no sense.
Gross.
Yeah.
I don't want Gino anywhere near my baby.
No, and it's
Like,
cursed. She should have just given it back. It's like
yeah,
it's cursed. Give it back to him.
yeah. So, Jasmine goes, I can give them back, but they're earrings now. Do you want earrings, Gino? She's being so like middle finger, fuck you. Like
She should give
so
him the earrings back
sarcastic.
so he can keep
Yeah,
those diamonds and use them for something else. She should. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So Shaun goes, let's watch Jasmine tell Gino that she's pregnant with Matt's baby. Great times. Play the
Fun.
clip. And in the clip, Gino's just blinking a lot and he's acting all nonchalant. But then we cut to him in his interview and he's really crying. And Jasmine is watching this and she starts crying, watching Gino cry. And Kara is crying for some reason, even though this doesn't involve her at all. But she really feels for Gino. And Jasmine has snot running down her face. And she says, I don't blame Gino for being upset. It hurts to see him like that crying. And also he's saying, I never loved him, but he knows that I did love him. I'm so sorry, Gino. And Gino says, I've fallen for those crocodile tears before. I don't believe it. She never loved me. Our relationship was one big fraud. And Loren says, I don't believe that. Last season, we did a lie detector test and they asked, does she love you? And she passed with flying colors and she sucked your toes. That's love. Like, go, Loren.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good
Lauren,
point.
you're right. Good
We've all
point.
said the same thing. And even if she was faking it, give her the green card. She earned it. She sucked his toes.
Yes. Yes. Agree.
So,
And had to pee on him.
and had to pee on him.
Mm.
So Andrei and Georgie say, Jasmine, if you were done with Gino, why not end the relationship? And I was like, did you guys not watch Last Resort?
No.
She loved him. She cried. She begged him, please sleep with me
Mhm.
for a year. He wouldn't bang her. So she said, okay, if you're not going to bang me, two choices. We either get divorced or an open marriage because I can't live my life without sex. I'm like feeling so insecure because my husband won't kiss me, look at me, love me,
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and he chose open marriage instead of divorce. So
There you go.
there you go. So Jasmine doesn't like when people question her. So she gets up and she storms off and she's like, yeah, it's all my fault. I'm done with this. And I was like, oh, stay calm. That's all you had to do was stay calm.
I know.
Because Gino's making himself look bad enough. And Shaun is like the Jasmine whisperer and always has been. They
Yeah.
have like this weird special connection. And Shaun's like, come back here, Jasmine. Do it for me. Come back here. Can we get her tissues and like tell your side of the story? And she's like petting her back and comforting her. And Jasmine's like, thank you, Shaun. Thank you, Shaun. Like they're best friends. It's so funny. And she's like, thank you for coming back for me, Shaun, for me, Jasmine.
We've
Like
never seen Shaun act like this to anyone.
no, I think she really likes Jasmine
Yeah,
or
I
has
think so.
learned how to deal with her somehow.
Mhm.
So she is crying and Matt says for months she tried to get back together with Gino. He threw her out and Gino's like, she cheated. And Matt's like, it was an open marriage. That's not the same thing. And Brandon goes, is there any way to get past this? Like, is there any way we can just be at peace and get it? No, there isn't.
No.
And Jasmine says, he said the only way to get past this is for me to self-deport myself. To do self-checkout of this country. But I can't leave my daughter. I am dealing with
Self-deport. That's a new one. That's a new one.
Well,
Self-deport.
no, I think that ICE has been saying that for a while. You can self-deport yourself. Christy Nome has been like, you could go and self-deport yourself. We'll appreciate it. No one's doing that. So,
I have never heard this term, but again, I don't watch the news.
but now I just decided I'm going to call it self-checkout of this country.
Self-checkout is way better. Yeah.
Because I love self-checkout at
Me
any
too.
store. It's so much better.
I like it at
No
we
one
just went to that hotel and you self-checkout on the TV. So you check it on the TV, get out of there. You don't
love
have to
it.
talk to anybody.
Talk to
Goodbye. Yeah.
No one's judging you for your
Perfect.
purchases at the grocery
Right.
store.
Right.
Yeah, it's better. So, she's like, I can't leave my daughter. I'm dealing with the consequences of my poor decisions. See, she does sometimes like take accountability.
Yes.
Sometimes she really does. She's like, I know these were my poor decisions and I'm dealing with the consequences, but what am I to do? I'm in like a horrible situation. And Shaun says, I'm so sorry, Jasmine, that you're going through this and you're having to deal with this. She doesn't even look at Gino. Like Shaun is clearly on Jasmine's side, and I love it.
Yeah, I love it too.
So let's move on to you and Matt. Happier times. Matt, you were scared to face judgment from the Romanians. All of Romania, you were
Right.
scared of societal pressure. And then they show the video of Matt proposing with the string and Jasmine saying, I don't have an answer. And Shaun says, Matt, what did that feel like for you when
You
you
see Gino
proposed?
just with his little face like, I'm so mad.
Grr. And Matt says, I felt like she's still in that limbo mode and doesn't know what to do. And it hurt that she didn't say yes to my proposal. And what's your relationship now? Jasmine says, I am postpartum and hormonal, so I'm sorry that I'm crying. Shaun, I love you, my girl. I love Matt and I see a future with him, but I don't want to marry anyone again. Even my lawyer says I should marry so I can get a permanent status in this country, but I don't want to give that power to anyone ever again. And then that's when the girls start nodding and like the immigrants start nodding, like, okay, I see. And she's like, if we don't work out with Matt and he were to say, you use me for a green card, and I heard that again, like that would destroy me. I know he's getting pressure from his family and I feel badly. His mom calls him crying. She thinks we're going to hell. She wants us to get married, but like I can't do it if I'm not ready. And these are my feelings about it. And Matt says, I just want to know there's a future and you aren't going to get bored one day. And Jasmine's like, I love Matt and he's a great father, but sometimes I want to be by myself. Like she did just get out of a marriage.
You're right.
And then she's jumping to living with somebody else.
Yeah.
She has had no time by herself. And Andrei is like, you can't just say that to a man after having a baby with him. That's you bitch.
You can. You can say whatever
yes,
you
you
want.
can. And Jasmine goes, my feelings should be validated. And if I'm feeling this way, like that's okay. And I want to be with him, but I'm just not ready for a marriage commitment. So then Dana and Michelle and nephew Anthony, who has somehow found a voice this season, has come out. Why are you here, Anthony? You were
He's
in
the only
one scene.
He's on Gino's side. That's why, because I needed
He's the
somebody to
only
be
one
on
who will
Gino's
be
side.
on camera.
Yeah.
That is on Gino's side. So Jasmine lights up that Dana and Michelle are here. She's like all of a sudden all smiles. And Shaun says, you guys are related to Gino, but you're team Jasmine. What happened? And Gino says, well, we fought because family should support family and they didn't support me. And Dana says, who do you support, Gino? Which I thought was a good sick burn. I don't really know what it means, but it's a good burn. And Michelle says, if you don't agree with how Gino sees things, you're wrong. You're instantly wrong to him. And Gino says, that's not true. And Dana goes, that's his favorite thing to say. He says that all the time. And now we are going to start a counter of how many times Gino says, that's not true. Okay. So that was number 1.
Okay.
So Shaun says, Gino, there's this division between you and the family. Gino says, that's not true. That's number 2.
Okay.
Gino says, the rest of my family does support me. Dana says, I can't be quiet anymore. The problem is Gino didn't want to introduce any of the family to Jasmine. Gino says, that's not true. I'm not making this up, people.
I'm writing it down. Yeah.
Okay. Gino is the most ridiculous, stupidest person on TLC because, again, he was essentially cuckolded in a way and babied, whatever the term is, where someone doesn't have a baby with you and then goes and sleeps with someone else and has a baby with them. Whatever the term is, you would look like the innocent person in this season. But you are looking like the villain in this relationship. That's
Yeah.
a real accomplishment that you could turn it around and still make yourself hated. All you had to do was say nothing
Yeah,
this
just
season.
my feelings were so hurt. I'm so upset about this. Like,
That's all. You
I
be the
did
hero.
I did think we were gonna work through this, and I thought we would have a baby one day, and this breaks my heart. Yeah, he could. Yeah, but
He would be the Ariana of this season, where he would go off and host Love Island and
well,
be on Dancing with the Stars and star on Broadway,
not
except he's
Gino,
not likable at all.
right? So
but
no,
but again, he would be the come out on top, but he fucked it all up.
he's playing it all
So
wrong.
yes. So Michelle says, Jasmine is alone. You kicked her out. And Gino goes, she cheated and interrupts Michelle. And Dana doesn't like when people interrupt his wife. And he's like, let someone else talk, Gino. I will get up in your face. And Gino goes, go ahead. And Dana says, I will. And Gino's like, do it then. And then Dana gets up and gets shark nose to shark nose. And they're just like right in each other's faces. Dana, you've never been hotter to me. Good job. And then security steps in to stop the fight.
I found this fake
It could be very well be fake
because Dana
and
and Gino were both kind of smirking under their smirking. You know?
smirking.
Yeah.
So the security steps in, they make Dana sit down, and he says, Gino doesn't want people to know the truth. The truth is, Jasmine was begging to meet your family, and you wouldn't. Michelle says, your sisters live. And I was like, your sisters? Gino has sisters?
We
Do
only
we
met
know
the
about?
brother. We met the brother one time.
Wow. But these sisters are very smart to not appear on TV and be related to Gino.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently they live 10 minutes from him, these sisters. And they're like, has Jasmine ever even met them? Has she met your best friend? And I was like, who's the best friend?
He
And
has
why
a
is
friend?
he on TV? He has a
Yeah.
friend. The friend is too embarrassed to be on TV. So Shaun says, Gino, is that true? Were you hiding Jasmine from your family? And Dana says, yes, let me lay it all out. Gino knew 1 week after she came here that he didn't want to be with her. Gino goes, that's not true.
I got my pen. That's 4.
Marked it down.
Uh-huh.
Alexi jumps in and says, I've heard him say that. They fought like crazy from the beginning. I heard it. And Dana says, you're just sitting here like boo-hoo, woe is me, like you're the victim in this, Gino. I want to defend you, but then you open your mouth and I say, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? This is your cousin. It's also giving Brian of The Other Way when he just said to Luke in the one that we just recorded, where he's like, it's really hard to be your friend, Luke.
Oh, God, yes. He's like, Luke, tell me one nice thing about Madeleine. Well, I want to get married and live in Colombia.
I want to live in Colombia. Yeah.
Okay, so what's the nice thing about Madeleine? I love the lifestyle here, and you
The
seemed
weather's
happy.
great.
The weather's amazing. The dollar goes further. Okay, tell me one thing
Mhm.
about Madeleine. Oh, she's young and hot. Is
Mhm.
that the right answer?
Mhm.
No? No? Yeah.
Mhm. Dana's
Okay.
like, it is very hard to be your cousin, Gino.
Mhm.
I want to defend you, but when you open your mouth, I say, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? And Shaun goes, please elaborate, Dana. What are you talking about? And Dana says, what we went to lunch and he said, I knew the first week that I didn't want to be with her. And Gino says, I never said that, which is an accompaniment to that's not true.
Well, I'm not counting it.
Okay, you're not counting
No,
it.
I'm not counting it.
So he says, I said she was treating me like crap. And Michelle says, you said you didn't even want to be with her before you even married her. Why did you even marry her? And Dana says, you make it so easy for me to not like you, Gino.
We got it,
Again,
Dana.
This is your cousin. Thanksgiving's going to be real awkward. So Jasmine goes, That you hear this, everybody? That's why there was no affection. That's why there was no love. That's why he wouldn't bang me. He didn't even like me. Anthony is now feels like he can speak.
He's
And so
way over on the other
Anthony,
side of the room, by the way. Yeah.
yeah, they've stuck him in the corner with bad lighting.
Yes.
And he's like, I learned the timeline from Gino, and she was fucking Matt before last resort. And Matt says, which I don't like when they refer to the name of the show. I feel like they try to be sly and call it therapy. We went to therapy.
When they went to
And
couples
like
therapy, yes.
couples therapy, we all know it was last resort.
Yeah.
So he's like, she was fucking Matt before last resort. And Matt goes, I guess he was there putting my penis in her for me,
Yeah.
because otherwise, how would he know that?
Right.
And Gino's like, I will show the proof. I have phone records of their conversation. And Jovi says, okay, so they talked a lot. There was an emotional connection between them.
Hold
And
on.
Gino,
Hold on. Hold on.
get the
I'm going to
it's like,
show you the text messages. Okay. So if you look right here, this is a phone record screenshot from my Dell
Mhm.
computer. Here it is. So you can see the screenshot. It says they talked 4 times on April 4th. One call
Yeah.
was 2 minutes and the other
Mhm.
call was 19 minutes. Proof they fucked.
Also, this phone number she talked to a lot, and this was Matt. He changed his number at some point, and Matt goes, I never changed my number. And Shaun grabs the phone and goes, Matt, is this your number? And Matt's like, no. And Gino goes, I went to Google and I gave it a Google. I binged it. I asked Jeeves and it came up as his phone number. And Jasmine says, we talked. You knew we were talking. We were friends. Anthony says, the weirdest thing, when you got kicked out, you said you were living in a stranger's house, but you were living in Matt's house.
Well, yeah, I mean, he was a stranger. She's like, I'm gonna have to go and live with this guy I met at the gym, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
And Jasmine says, I was supposed to live under a bridge?
This is her
Like a
second
troll?
this is her second reference to living under a bridge because she
Yeah.
said that at the house. She would sleep under a bridge instead of sleeping in the room with Gino, but she already had a hotel room
Oh.
with Matt and the baby in it. But go ahead.
Maybe
Yeah.
she's been reading Matilda stories about like a troll under a bridge,
Could
and so
be.
it's in her brain.
Yeah.
So Gino says, I have a lot of stuff on here on my phone. And he's scrolling. And Julia goes, look, it looks like he's scrolling boobs, 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 like photos of boobs. And Shaun says, you should put those in a favorites album. They might be easier to find next time. And I couldn't tell if she was talking about the boobs, if she was jumping in on the boobs joke, or if she's like, if you do have messages, why didn't you put them in a favorites album so production and all of us would not have to sit here under these hot lights and wait for you to find things, you old man, on your phone?
Yes, and she's older than him, but I think that yes, she's like, you should have just put it all in one spot so you can find it. Even just
'Cause
email it
we're
all to yourself so you could find it.
cameras are rolling.
Yeah.
Like, we can't just sit here all day.
And he has no proof.
So,
And like, can somebody just call this phone number right now? Literally call the phone number right now. See if Matt's phone rings.
which we're gonna get next week.
Oh,
That
good.
Jovi is gonna do that. So Gino says it started on December 21st. They were talking every day. And Jasmine says, I would call him for a ride to the gym because you were not driving me, which
Mhm.
she talked about on Last Resort.
Yeah.
She said he stopped giving me a ride to the gym. He wouldn't give me a ride anywhere. I was trapped in the house.
It wouldn't help her get
Gino,
her driver's license or anything, so she could go herself.
exactly.
Yeah.
So Gino's like, they talked every day of varying length. Like sometimes for 2 minutes, sometimes for longer. And Anthony goes, the facts showed she cheated. And she didn't want him to take her to the gym for a reason because the guy she was banging was there. And I was like, Anthony, we saw her beg him for rides and he wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
And she threw a smoothie at him in a parking lot because she was so frustrated,
True.
which was not good.
Yeah.
Dana says is so frustrated. He's like rubbing his face off. He's
Yeah.
like doing this kind of thing. Like, oh my God. It's very funny. Now let's bring out Natalie. She has a lot of feelings and she's here to share them. That's what Shaun says. I died. So, and Libby tries to get in. She's like, Jasmine, is this the girl you pushed?
Natalie, we didn't need you. You're fake. We think you're an actor. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So she comes on, she's like, the whole thing was traumatic, but I'm here today because Jasmine, as a woman, I am disappointed that you put your hands on me. And Jasmine starts to walk off, as she does when she is
Cornered.
cornered.
Mhm.
And Natalie says, sit the fuck down, you poor excuse for a woman. And security is holding her back. And Anthony says, you manipulative succubus. You are a manipulative succubus.
He
is
said it
very-
like 3 times because he wanted to make sure we heard it.
he has a word of the day calendar,
Mhm.
and he has just learned both of those words. And so he's putting them together. He's so proud of himself.
Yes.
So Shaun goes, Jasmine, will you come back, please, for me? And like she comes right back, sits down next to Shaun.
Yep.
She's teacher's pet at this reunion.
Yes,
It's so funny.
yes, yeah.
And she's crying again. And Anthony says, when she's called on things, she can't handle it, which is true. That's the best thing you've said, Anthony. It's 100% true. And so Shaun says, let's play the clip of the birthday party where Jasmine calls Natalie a prostitute and pushes her. And Natalie starts yelling about Jasmine's filler and how it's not in the right place in her face. And I'd forgotten that part. And it was very funny. Good job, Natalie.
Yeah.
So,
And also the filler in her ass is in the wrong place. As we know, they put it in upside down.
upside
Yes.
down.
Yeah.
So Jasmine says, listen, I was living with Matt. That's true. But I was trying to save my marriage. I was constantly reaching out to Gino, hoping he'd give me a second chance. But so we were not done. We had like had dinner where we were talking about like our relationship. And then I find out he's dating, which again is hypocritical because you
It
were
is.
living with Matt and
Right.
banging him.
Right. Agree.
But again, as she points out, we agreed upon Matt and we did not agree upon Natalie. But
Uh-huh.
that's pretty weak. I still
It
think
is.
she looks worse. So Dana says, you asked her to dinner to talk about stuff and Natalie didn't know. Natalie, you lied to Natalie. And Natalie's like, yeah, I had told him the only way I'm getting in this weird relationship is if it's done, like if you guys have decided you're getting a divorce. And Gino lied to me. She says, I understand why Jasmine was upset, but you don't put your hands on someone, and I'm a 53-year-old woman. Good for her. And I don't need to be called a whore. And Darcey shakes her head like it's disgusting to her. Like Darcey at 50 has not made worse scenes than this in the bar.
She's like, yeah, she's right. It's terrible. Is it terrible?
It's terrible. Terrible to act that way when you're 50. No,
Terrible.
I'd never do it. You act
Mhm.
snatched when you're 50. You don't throw up outside your wedding when you're 50. Also, her nipple is just full out.
Yeah, it's
the
just
whole
out.
time. Just out.
You
Just
guys wanna
hanging
see-
out. It wants us through the show. It's like, who's gonna storm out next? Are Karen and Guillermo getting back together? I see chemistry between them. Nipple, quiet. Is Julia pregnant? Nipple, we don't know yet. Please be quiet. You know what? Georgie looks kind of like a snack. I'm glad we're married to him. Stop it, Nipple.
You've got to stop. Go ahead. So bad.
So Jasmine starts singing like some sort of nursery rhyme and ignoring Natalie. And Kara says, I think you have narcissistic tendencies to Jasmine, which is 100% true. You don't have to be a doctor to see that. I know
Yeah.
we're not supposed to diagnose people on TV, but
Oh, that's what we're here for.
it's very clear that she has narcissistic tendencies. So Kara, who for some reason my autocorrect keeps saying karaoke, said, which is funny because she's a singer.
Yeah.
Of bachata music.
Bachata. Mm-hmm.
So she goes, Kara says, Gino, you're not perfect either. Which I'm glad she at least gets that in. And she's
Yeah.
like, but your two personalities together are horrible, which is correct.
Yeah.
They're oil and some other disgusting kind of oil. They should not be together.
Okay.
So Shaun brings up the divorce discussions and how Gino is legally the father. And she says, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard. And Gino says, I'm revoking paternity and I'm taking a DNA test. So,
Good.
which
Okay.
we knew because he's a cheap asshole. He would not want anything to do with this baby.
No, and he shouldn't have to, and they don't want him. And so great. Everybody wins.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. So Loren and Yara chime in and they're like, look, Gino, we know you're mad, but don't use this baby as revenge. Like, you need to let this go. Just like let her go, let it be. And Gino's like, she needs to be held accountable. And Loren and Alexi go, we're losing patience with you. You
We're
need
ti
to let it go.
Yeah, nobody wants to hang out with you in this house for 3 more days. Yeah.
No. And Gino goes, I won't let immigration fraud go. And everyone starts like rolling. It's just like,
Yeah.
Gino, you lost me.
Mhm. I
You
told you
need to stop.
once he started talking about immigration to the immigrants, it's not gonna go well for you.
Not gonna go well.
Mm-mm.
And so Jasmine won't apologize to Natalie, even though Natalie did nothing wrong and did not deserve what happened to her.
Yeah.
And it's gross. And you should at least apologize. And I honestly thought she was going to, because sometimes Jasmine's very pro woman.
Yeah.
And even after the fight at the bar, she said, I think Gino lied to her. And I think she didn't know the situation.
Yeah.
So I shouldn't even be mad at her. But Natalie came on really hot, and Jasmine doesn't like to be
But
told that
Matt
she's
showed up
wrong.
at the bar. I mean, Jasmine showed up at the bar with Matt, if we're supposed to take this at face value, and I don't. I think it's all fake, and I think that Jasmine probably off camera found Natalie and was like, "Hey, production made me do that. Sorry. Sorry, girl,
That's
fist bump."
possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's totally possible.
And, like,
So we say
his dick doesn't work. Did you find that out for yourself?
yeah,
Yeah.
good luck.
Good
I'm
luck.
glad you didn't get in that hot tub with him.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you did.
Oh, no,
Sorry.
you did. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. So we say bye-bye to Natalie, and Natalie says, I need to get away from that bitch. She is a damn lunatic. I wish I was I came here to get my say, but I did not get any resolution, and it's good there was security there because I would have cut a bitch.
She's dying to be on TV. Dying.
She wants to be on TV.
Yeah.
And then we say bye-bye to Dana and Michelle and Anthony. And as they're leaving, Matt goes, Michelle, you look amazing. So like reaffirming his spot on their team. It's
Yeah,
very
and
funny.
we've seen pictures of Dana, Michelle, Matt, and Jasmine, like, hanging out watching a movie.
They're
Like,
best friends.
yeah, they're buddies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Shaun says, I hope you can find a resolution in the next fiscal year. We will see you back here, and
We'll
we'll
talk
swing.
about it again on
We're going to
episode
circle
4.
back in January, okay? So Jasmine says, Shaun, if you don't see me anymore, I got deported, and I will send you a card from Panama. And everyone laughs because that's the funny Jasmine that we all know.
Yeah, love her.
So on to the Floridiots. We see the dog party fight. And Shaun says, watching that video, Loren, you were giving Elizabeth a death stare. And Lauren's like, yeah, because she kept blaming it on Andrei and saying that he read our messages. And he brought up body shaming at this party. But I'm watching this video and Lauren's the one who brought up the body shaming at the party. So it's like way worse than she even thought it was.
You mean Elizabeth brought up the body shaming?
Sorry, Elizabeth brought up the body shaming. So like Loren had thought that Andrei had gone through the messages and started the fight and aired their dirty laundry in public, but it was Elizabeth. And she shared our private messages publicly. And Alexi makes such a good point. He's like, if you were so concerned about this, like about our marriage and her feelings and her body image, you would have talked to her about it privately when it was happening, like years. Like,
Yeah.
why would you bring it up publicly when you were in a fight with her? And Libby says, why are you getting so mad if it wasn't true? It doesn't matter if it's true or not. It's the
Right.
fact that you said it at a party in front of everyone and it was a private text message between your friends.
Right.
So Libby says, we aren't friends anymore because we can't trust each other. And Loren screams way louder than anyone has been this whole time. Because you open your fucking mouth. And everyone's like, oh my God.
Lauren's ready.
She's
ready.
a little body with a demon inside of her. She's ready to go.
Yeah.
And Elizabeth is like, I open my fucking mouth. What are you talking about? It's you open your fucking. Are you serious? Does you have amnesia? I think she has a memento disease sometimes because like she does not, she constantly thinks that it's someone else's fault. Like she didn't start it.
Yeah.
Drives me crazy. So Loren has now calmed down and she says, Andrei, it seems like you enjoy this, like stirring up shit. And Libby again says, why are you getting mad if it's not true? Which you've said like 5 times already. And Alex again calmly explains, if you want to talk about what was happening in our marriage at that time, we can do that. But the problem is you brought it up at a party out of spite because you think we had done something wrong to you. And
Mhm.
Andrei goes, "You called me a dick." And Loren goes, "You are a dick." And then Andrei goes, "It's not important. It's just a word." Like, it doesn't even bother him that he was
Okay.
called a dick.
Then who
And
cares?
who cares? And Alexi goes, "Exactly. It's just a word. It's not important. But what Elizabeth did is important. That was like a betrayal of a friendship. So
Yes.
there's a huge difference." And Loren says, "Why did you go through messages from 2.5 years ago?" And Andrei goes, "So what? I log in, I see the messages. So what? I was bored. The cable was out. What am I supposed to? I got to read something. I pull out all the cereal boxes. I read the backs of those. What else am I supposed to do? Read a book?" So Shaun goes, "Do people do that? Do you guys like go through each other's phones?" So now we get insight into everyone's relationship. Darcey says, "I went through Georgie's DMs and I found some messages from ladies about the spa flirting, like, 'Oh, can we go in the steam room? Is the sauna hot?' Like gross messages like that." And then Kara and Guillermo says, Guillermo says, "We've both done it." And Kara's like, "I never have done it." And he goes, "Back in DR, when we were just not exclusive, we were just like fucking."
Mhm.
And Kara goes, "Oh, yeah, we were just dating, but he was staying at my house. And like, I saw that he had told me, 'I want to look at the moon with you.' And then I looked on his phone and he had told some other bitch that he wants to look at the moon." She loves
Yeah.
calling other women bitches.
Yeah. She
And
also gets real, like, gets her head going, and she's like, "And
she
then he told me." I was like, "Okay, girl,
I don't
stop."
wanna say she appropriates another culture, but
Sh
she fully appropriates another culture,
She does.
with a lot of things she does, and I'm not just talking about the bachata music.
Yeah, I agree.
So, um, Yara says, "Jovi's phone is too boring. Nothing in there." And
He's like,
Jovi's like,
as you recall, Mother Nature does not bless him. Who would want to fuck that?"
and he goes, "Yeah, one time she did grab my phone and looked, and she was instantly like, 'There's nothing on here. This is boring.'" So good for you, Jovi.
Yeah.
You talk a big game about fucking strippers, but you
Mhm.
actually have not been cheating on Yara. So
No,
good for you.
yes, yes.
Very happy to
Look at
hear that.
her and look at him, okay? Okay.
Yeah, you are lucky to. Well, that's why he's never grateful enough. He needs to be damn grateful that he is with her.
Sure
She is a
does.
businesswoman and she is gorgeous
Mhm.
and she's smarter than you.
She's
So,
hilarious.
and she's hilarious. Those are 4 things she has that you do not have.
Correct.
So, I mean, he's kind of funny sometimes.
Can be.
So, and I think he has a good job. So I guess he makes money.
Yeah.
So Andrei says, "I found so much material in these text messages." Material. Like material for the tell all to talk bad about our friends. I
Yeah.
found juicy material.
Yep.
This is gross. And Loren wanted a tummy tuck because Alex looks at other women. And Alexi goes, "Loren had 3 babies. She was working with a trainer and a dietitian to try to lose weight. And I was part of that journey. I would talk to the trainer too. She was working really hard to lose the weight." And Libby's like, "Why did she need to, though? That's gross," which I agree. But on Alexi's like, "Because she wanted to. That was what she
Somebody, Kara or
wanted
somebody
to do,"
said she had 3 babies in 3 years.
which is which she wasn't supposed to. And the doctors all told her that could be a death sentence, but she did it anyway. But that's
Mm.
okay. That's her choice. It's her
Yes.
body.
That's right.
So, Kara says supporting her weight loss journey is not the same as him body shaming her, which
Right.
again, a reasonable point to Kara. I got to
Mhm.
give her like 3 ticks in the yes column for that.
Mhm.
And Libby says, "Well, he didn't say it that nice. He was being a jerk about it." And Alex says, "Yes, I am too brash. I was not sensitive. And I was very like, if you want to lose weight, you have to do A, B, C, and D, and then you'll lose weight. That's my fault." Because again, he didn't understand women and hormones, and he can lose weight in 5 seconds if he stops drinking regular Coke and switches to
I
diet,
say this
you
all the
know?
time to men. Men do not understand the difference between a man and this. I'm speaking generally, okay? In
Hmm.
general, a man can be like, "Oh, God, yeah, I put on some weight, whatever." So what I'm gonna do is I'll stop eating chocolate bars
Mhm.
and I'll get it down to 1 Diet Coke a day, and then like goal
Mhm.
weight 1 week. It's just very, very easy. In general, don't come at me. In general, for men,
Yes.
if they can control their eating and everything, they can go, oh yeah, I'll work out 2 more extra times and then I'll stop drinking beer and then I'm good to go. Whereas women,
Mhm.
it's a mental thing. And I don't know if in general for women, food is more comfort but it's not so easy for women to be like, I'm just going to eat a grilled, like fucking Patia and Dylan. I'm just going to
Mhm.
have steamed salmon and microgreens 4 times a day. And look at me, look
Mhm.
at my snatched body. It's not that easy. Women have
No.
entirely different makeup. And I think that Alex learned a lesson here that you can't just say, why can't you lose weight? Because he probably was like, I don't know why the weight's not coming off. If I ate like that, I'd be a bird, you know?
Totally. And we had guessed that he probably said stuff like that or
Yeah.
just work out more, which like sounds like an asshole. It's not necessarily body shaming. Like he just it was callous and like not sympathetic and not understanding.
But body
But
shaming is like, you look gross. Your
yeah.
body is gross to me. It's kind of like what Gino said to Jasmine. Like, he found her unattractive. He said her P word was disgusting to look at. Like,
Mhm.
that's body shaming.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
And I
again,
think
maybe Andrei is
again,
going to come with some receipts of something that Loren says Alexi said, and maybe we're going to see that, but we haven't seen it yet.
right, we haven't seen it yet. And the glee that Andrei and Libby are taking from like exposing this secret about their best friend's marriage is disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, he
Like
said, Andrei said before they started, oh, it's going to get steamy. Like, he's excited. He said he
he's
loves.
excited.
Yeah.
And also, again, and I don't think they're going to address it, but Libby at that lunch when they were supposed to make up, she said, "I think Alexi is verbally abusive to you."
I hope they do address that. I hope
That
they do.
is like egregious to
I
say
wouldn't
if
have
it's
I wouldn't
not
have
true.
I wouldn't have tried to make up with her after that when they were in Lake Placid. I
No.
just would have said, "Since you said that, we can't be friends anymore, but let's just be cordial, hang out with the
Yeah.
group." But that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and it wasn't coming from a place of concern either. It was coming 2 years after the fact
Right.
when Loren was going through this journey, and it was because you were in a fight with her and
Mhm.
because you called Andre a dick. So Andre says, Loren said you go to a bar and you don't want to come home because you want the girl at the bar. And Loren starts screaming and she's like, "What is wrong with you? You are starting rumors." And Alexi says, "None of that ever happened. I don't know what you're talking about." And Loren screams, "Shut up," to Andre. Like, and then she calls him son of a whore in Hebrew. And she's like, "This is how rumors get started. Like, this is how marriages are ruined. This is how
Yes,
like people
totally.
get canceled for something they didn't do
Right.
because you're trying to
Right.
be fun and start a rumor." And Andre says, "Your panties are in a bunch. Shove them up your ass. Let's go outside and fight." And so our cliffhanger is, are Andrei and Alexi gonna fight, and who would win in that fight? It's not gonna happen, but pretend.
Production wouldn't let it happen, but they did let Andrei and brother Charlie have that fight that time.
That's true. By the
So
pool, no
so
less.
if Andrei can get in real quick before
Yeah.
production arrives.
Now, was Alexi ever in the Israeli army? I would guess he was because he came here after the mandatory age. So he's probably learned some skills.
And he's an EMT, and he also works out a lot.
Yeah, he's super fit. And Andre has
Bulk. He's
what on Reddit they were like literally like it's like fat ripped. It's like fat muscles. It's
yeah.
like it's dad bod but hot. It's like
Yeah.
there's muscles underneath the dad bod and it's sexy to some people, I guess.
Mhm.
But like he is strong, I think.
Oh,
Like
yeah, he's strong like
for
bull for
sure, he's strong.
mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
So
Wow.
then next week it's going to be crazy because Betty and Ron are going to find out maybe about Julia, and Betty has her wine in the
She
first clip.
she's like,
She
"What's going on?" She is so
it's
red-faced.
it is attached to her at all times.
She's
Betty,
like,
you have a problem
um,
because no sober person would think that that hair looks good. That should have been our clue that you have a problem.
I think when Betty reached a certain age, and maybe it was like 9,
Yeah.
not like 30. I think she was like, "This is what I've got. This is what God gave me, and I'm just rocking it, and it looks good, and I'm keeping it."
It's like I can't it's like something where you shave it, but then it goes right back to that. So, like,
Mm.
even if she tried to shave it, it would go right back, or she tries
Yeah.
to gel it down, and it just pops right back up again.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
she can't help it.
And
And it
TLC's
looks like
missing an opportunity to make a chia pet head of Betty.
yes. Um, get Jonathan Van Ness in there. Like, let's do a makeover show, Queer Eye style, on Betty and Ron.
Yeah, just get Reese from Seeking Sister Wife, just somebody.
Yeah.
Somebody.
So, it looks like at the house I didn't write down all of these, but it looks like at the house, Andrei and Jovi, because Jovi is a shitster, he's like, "Gino, call that phone number and let's see if Matt is answering. Is he on his phone now? Somebody watch him to see if he's on his phone, and we're gonna call it." And so we don't know what happens.
But don't call it from Gino's number because that number is definitely blocked,
Exactly.
you know?
Yeah.
Mm. Did Matt change his number? Is that Matt's number? It's very hard to change your phone number. It's so
It
not
is.
worth it. So not
It's
worth
not
it.
if you've had it for a while, it's not worth it. Yeah. I don't
I
know.
but if
There's just
she
still no proof that they cheated, but I think it's very likely that they did.
I mean,
But again, like, I kinda just don't blame her. Like, he was horrible to her. Like,
right.
cheating is not okay, and they should have just gotten a divorce. But
Also, now I'm wondering, like, when Matt lived in Michigan, was that his landline? And she would call him at his
mm,
house, and he's like, "No, I didn't change my number," because he didn't
mhm,
change his
mhm,
number. He's got the same cell phone number. That was his home number in Michigan.
mhm.
And then Shaun said, "Is that your number?" He said, "No, because it's not his number anymore. He doesn't live in Michigan."
Interesting.
You guys, sometimes we just have to talk it through and then we solve everything.
Mhm.
God bless. All right, everybody, that is our episode. And I'm thinking probably this is going to be a two-parter because it's very, very long.
Oh god.
So this is the end of part 2. I'll go ahead and tell you that right now. Everybody, make sure you're following Kimberly and Katie over on A Date with Dateline, a very, very interesting, funny podcast about Dateline. Can Dateline be funny? Yeah, sure it can. Got to listen to A Date with Dateline to find out. And make sure you're following us over on the social media at Dateline at Pink Shade Pod. And if you're listening to this on Tuesday, November 11th, hopefully I'm in LA area, and starting on Thursday, I believe, maybe Wednesday night, Thursday, Ingrid and I'll be doing daily updates from BravoCon. That is over on the $10 level of Pink Shade Prime. We'll probably sprinkle a little bit on the Instagram too. So be following the Instagram for that. But like things that are like, we'll say things, but if somebody was like super hateful or there was like a juicy story, somebody said something, that'll be on Patreon,
Okay.
Supercast, Apple subscription,
Mhm.
wherever you get your
Mhm.
Prime. But just for general, like, look at us, here we are, that stuff will be on Instagram. So please follow me because, out here always hoarding myself for Instagram followers. Okay.
Mhm.
It's funny, guys. It's funny over there.
It is, she's really funny. She has
Yeah.
funny reels. Sometimes I'm in them. Those are the less funny ones, but
Mm,
they're
I think
funny.
I think last week you were in too. Okay, everybody, that's it, and we will see you later next week for part 2 of the tell all. Guess who will be here? Kimberly and Matt from Reality Gaze doing a bunky takeover, but not because I'm dying, because I'm dying a different way at BravoCon. All right, see you later. Bye.